Going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We might be live right now. Are we live?
We're live.
We are live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. We are at season 2. We are your co-hosts. It is Coach Mamone. It is Chris over here. It's my good friend
Anthony here. Coach in his own perspective, but he means it in a completely different way.
A little bit different. Sorry that you guys are so far away. We had some technical difficulties, but hey, what would season 2 be without a start like that? We had to kind of flip around the camera, so we're a little bit far, but that's all right. You can still hear us. We hope we'll be super loud and super entertaining as we always are.
So now my question is, I'm hoping we're actually live here, because if we're live, or if people are actually watching this right now, start typing in the chat box. I don't know if I'm doing this right, so you're going to watch some crazy stuff happening right now. Ooh.
I got it.
You got it?
Yeah.
Oh, is anyone watching? Probably not, but that's okay. What you going on?
It's called YouTube. It's this amazing website. It does everything. So what's really cool is how much of a delay it is.
Is it?
Yeah, look, it's like a...
Oh, look at that. I see it now. Oh, there it is.
Hey, I popped up.
Oh, I gotta...
All right, can I move this camera closer?
This camera closer?
The computer.
I mean, we can.
If I put on the bottom.
This is crazy.
It is.
Oh, God. I think we're too close.
Too close?
Yeah. Because you can't see anything.
Let's do...
Move it back a little bit. Tell me when you...
Well, we're getting it. That's good.
Got it?
Yeah. It's a little bit angled off, but that's okay. I'll
okay,
like this.
Okay.
All right. You can't see so much of our amazing new broadcast table. We have not been around in a while because we had to raise enough funds for this amazing new studio. As you can see, we are covered in glass. We have a beautiful view of all the neighbors, and your neighbor's moving, I saw.
Well, we're at parts unknown, so we don't know where we actually are. We could be anywhere. Right?
You don't know where your neighbors are moving to?
No.
Oh, okay. That's the parts unknown. I did want to...
What about your neighbors?
Oh,
the neighbors on the other side.
They're not looking good.
I'm actually texting a couple people. Oh, look, I'm in a crazy delay too, but I'm going to ignore that.
That's what you just don't look at the computers. We are live straight ahead over here.
Oh, good. That was a whole video of you just dropping the computer forward, and this whole thing is collapsing before our eyes right now.
That's right.
It's not going according to plan. But when it's
all right, so let's. I see there's someone else that commented.
Good thing that we can't see the screen. Oh no.
Yeah, Tyler.
Good thing, Tyler.
Shout out to Tyler. He's a good friend of the show.
So, yes, Tyler, we've had on season 1. So let's kind of touch base. Let's kind of replenish what we're all about here. I'm doing the same.
I replenish. I have some.
No sponsors this week or probably ever, but
maybe next week.
We'll see. If we put more stuff on the table, we might maybe gain some sort of sponsorship, maybe get some sort of paycheck for this.
All right.
But I do this for the fun.
Oh, of course.
I don't do this for glory.
No, there's no glory. That's fine.
But
zero glory.
So we've been on hiatus for now what?
A very long time.
3 months, 4 months?
Feels longer than that,
right?
It might be like 3 months.
So we started this whole thing, and we wanted to do it because if you read the couple of descriptions from today or from previous shows, we wanted to do this because we love both wrestling and running, and we have been fans of it for so long, and it's pretty much been a big part of the majority of our lives, more you probably me physically. But
too soon.
But we figured after all this time, life gets in the way a little bit, not really for the bad, mostly for the good, but we become very busy. But because of that, when we have, as teachers, we have the summer off, so we can kind of come back a little bit and enjoy it and not have the stress of, having to do certain things at certain times. So, we revamped the show a little bit.
A little bit.
We've added some cool stuff, which we'll get to in a few.
Of course.
We're now going to just do one show. We're going to do it once a week for however long we can do it. We'll see what happens when school starts. But we're live. We're going to do it live every single week because now we can just talk and we don't have to be on any time constraints anymore. So we don't have to worry about trying to fit everything in for 45 minutes and then be like, oh, we've gone for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Oops.
We're never good at time constraints.
Right.
anyhow.
No, never. But you know, we'll touch a little bit on running like we always do. A lot on the wrestling part, and I know in the past we've talked about old wrestling because that's what we enjoyed watching.
Mm-hmm.
So I think now is the time. I think we can start talking about current product stuff, and obviously the Olympic year start with being an Olympic year and the Olympics starting right now. Track starting, I believe, either tomorrow or Friday.
I think it's like technically Thursday, and as right now because it's like 8:40 at night, it's technically like the day of.
So day
I'm
of.
pretty sure if it is on Thursday.
So we planned this perfectly.
Yes.
And of course, you can see that we are supporting our country. You know,
Here we go.
Team USA. So we'll be talking about cool stuff like that. So just to go over, we just like you said, we added new things. So we put some cool stuff on the table. We thought would be kind of funny in a way and kind of cool in the way to see like what we're all about. So explain what you brought with you.
Yes. As a quick side note, though, I think Tyler might be a new statistician. He let us know that Thursday at 8 p.m. is the first event. So thank you very much, Tyler.
Tyler,
We are.
there you go.
So it's kind of strange. They will be starting in almost less than 24 hours, our time. But because it's on Thursday night, and steeple! Oh, even better. That's awesome.
Am I getting a delay?
So, yeah, you are.
Tyler,
You
Tyler
gotta be
was
there.
Tyler
Dude, I have such good vision. I have like
Yeah, right, you're not looking at that right now.
No, not at all.
You're not looking at that.
Yeah, Tyler, we got to do a distance fist pump. That's awesome. I was a steeplechaser a little bit as a senior in high school.
I was
Did
one,
it
but he
all
was
through
much
college.
better.
We kind of steepled together. So
No, there's no steepling together. There's
Well-
steepling past the person.
we're on the same track as we did the
I was
steeple.
like, oh, look at this guy passing me. I'm sure I'll never see him again. And now here we are.
Super close still.
20 years later.
Yeah.
Almost
No.
20 years.
Well,
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
That was our senior year.
Can we go back to Tyler?
Yeah,
That
let's go back
you
to
didn't make me feel as bad.
Men's. You know what? If Tyler is the only one watching, I'm happy.
That's cool. We got our one.
I
We
mean,
got our one.
We got one. That's fine.
Yes.
I mean, we'll see. Let's see how many thumbs down we get too. Over, under, how many thumbs down do you think we're going to get for this?
0. No one's gonna give us thumbs down. We
I
just
think
got
now that I
thumbs
said
up.
that, someone's going to do thumbs down anyway.
Yeah.
Oh
Tyler?
yeah, so I'm sorry. go
So
ahead.
that's right. So back to here. So I got a little picture. It's hard to see where you guys are, but it's kind of not old school running, but probably now like 10 years ago. I'm gonna bring it up. How's that? Was it 10?
Really?
Probably. Back, when I was in shape. So this is me running. Oh, that looks good. That's a good picture.
Well, we're going to kind of ignore the guy in the background, right?
No, if you could see it right here. Hey, if he's watching now, he should speak up for himself. That is one of our good friends also. So that's me in some race, and then I have the Brothers of Destruction right next to me, just kind of hanging out. Boom.
Because it describes your personality as what, a loose cannon?
Yes,
Okay,
exactly.
perfect.
Loose cannon. Never know when's gonna go off. It's just craziness might happen though.
That's perfect. That's always a good photo.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But so I like that Chris brought that one because I was on that team with him. Of course, I was probably
Really?
he was in first place. It looks like in that picture. I was more of like that, anywhere between 12th place and like 20-something place. So I mean, no one takes pictures of those guys. But I do have a picture. I'll bring mine up too.
Let's see it.
I do not have any action figures. What I do have is a gizmo, which is I don't know, random, but who
It
doesn't like
speaks,
gizmo?
it speaks to your personality.
So I brought up something a little bit. Let's see if I can get a good angle on this. So this is me from high school running. As you can see, I was loving every second of that race.
Yes.
As you can see the grin on my face.
Is that Mitchell Field?
And this was probably a good 60 pounds ago, by the way. That was not at Mitchell Field. That was at the St. John's Invitational.
Okay.
It used to be like a nighttime meet way back when. And I was running the mile. And I think I was top 3 in my heat, but regardless, I was probably heat 5. So,
All right, well, top 3 Heat 5,
So-
that works.
not so bad. I brought this out because I thought this was cool. This was what's
Sorry,
that?
before you get to that, the picture that you showed of you running. So for those that are currently running, back in our day, there were people that would go around and take proofs and take pictures of everyone. And they would send you the proof and it would say like proof all across the middle, the phone number. So basically, you would have to buy it in order to see the picture.
By the way, I tried to look up that website. It doesn't exist anymore.
Really?
I was like, wonder if there's pictures of me still circulating on the internet 20 years later.
Well, no one bought the pictures.
Oh
They
yeah,
put it
I
on
just get the
photo
proof.
frame.
It's like here's a proof.
Yeah.
If you want some, sure. I'll never need to use this again.
Yes.
And I probably should have gotten a couple more of them, but.
So side note with that, all those proofs used to be at the end of the year, like all division, all county.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. So here's proof that I actually was an okay to an average runner in high school. All right.
Well, top 3 in Heat 17. You know.
Yeah. I once got a ribbon at the Cougar Invite.
Everyone gets ribbons, yeah.
So I also have this. This was given to me from a team I coached at Mepham High School. I don't know what year this was, but I figured this was a pretty cool thing to have just as coach. And if I can read script, I can tell you right now, it says, if your actions inspire to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. So I thought that was a pretty cool thing. And being that we're both coaches, that's kind of a cool thing that we should have on there. And then, of course,
So, sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but I thought the last sentence is, then you are a lady. And when you said leader,
is
I'm
that
like,
what it says?
Oh, completely different.
Well, that was a joke, and I just got it now. That's probably that was probably given to me like 8-9 years ago. I can't even tell.
From the girls' team.
I don't know actually.
Kind of like, hey, you're one of us now.
Yeah,
you,
right.
you are a lady now.
I do have plenty of Lady Pirate shirts, so.
Arr.
But speaking of which, the cool thing, and I don't have any more wrestling figures because I don't know where they are, or if I probably sold them, which was probably stupid on my part. But the only thing I have here which was a cool thing, sentiment from my, I think this was my division champion girls team in 2013. I think it was 13 or 12. I can't remember which year. There been too many years blended at this point. The girls gifted me with this belt, and of course, it's a WWE Championship belt. And gifted it to me and wrote division champions on it. Actually, yes, 2013. It says 2013 on it.
Year.
So I thought that was a pretty cool thing because it describes both passions of ours, where it's wrestling and track related, coaching related, and I think that's a pretty cool thing to have on there.
And it's 100% authentic.
It's so yeah. I mean, the thing weighs a good like 8 ounces. I mean, it's super authentic, but.
So what weighs more, the belt or track spikes?
That's a good question.
What's the over under there?
So the other thing I kind of want to bring up before we kind of dive into what we're doing is if anybody, because we're not giving this out live because we'll probably have some issues here. We'll probably get some weird text messages. But if you have any questions and you can't get into the chat, or you don't want to write it in the chat, if you are a friend of this guy, or you happen to be a friend of mine, or an acquaintance of both, or anything like that, you can text us. I'm obviously not giving out either one of our numbers, and you can, if you have a question, we can try and answer. I think that'd be kind of a cool thing. So we'll kind of have that going for us during the whole thing. We'll try and make time for that. I think we'll give that a shot. But process of elimination, right?
Let's see what happens.
What works, what doesn't work, and most of the time,
it doesn't work.
yes.
Like tonight. And we set this up a few times. We made sure that we weren't too wide out, because that was my first thing. Like, I don't want to sit all over there and then all you see is like half my face.
Right.
Make sure we're both in the middle. You can see us. And then the camera was the wrong way.
Right. This is a 2-person production crew here, so
yes,
it's a matter of running back and forth. It's a matter of making sure the camera's right. And if we had the budget, like you see, as we don't have that sort of budget, we can get like different camera shots, like the professionals. But that's not. We're not a Joe Rogan level or a Stone Cold level.
Not yet.
But yeah, not yet. But
we're like the warm Pebble. We're not Stone Cold.
And this is exactly what the never works.
If I have one friend that's watching now or later, he'll pop for that. So it's all worth it.
Yeah. So
are we ready?
What do you want to do? You want to do wrestling first, or are we doing running first? What do you feel like doing? I'm making it your call.
I like that.
All right.
Let's go running, actually.
Ooh.
Because
I didn't think you were going to do that.
I know. I think I changed.
Or maybe I did. I can't remember. We had a conversation last night when we were trying to prepare for this, which we obviously are not doing so well at. That you said the opposite, but I do like that. Tyler, I assume Tyler's going to chime in quite a bit.
Yes, which is good. That's why I think with him here, we have steeple coming up. It is the Olympic few weeks, month, whatever you want to call it. So that's why I'm like, let's do track and field, let's do running.
You know what would be a cool episode? Having Tyler versus Layla and see which the statisticians come up with what we need first. Winner gets their photo in the background.
That's rough, though.
Why is that?
Well, she's tough.
Well,
She doesn't pull any punches.
Well, that's true.
Listen, when
She is
she does
freakishly
her work,
strong, too.
Yeah, oh, completely.
Very freakishly strong. But Tyler's strong.
All right.
I've seen him run. He's a strong guy.
Layla,
You ever seen him sell
Layla's
shoes? He can sell shoes like you've never seen before.
Really?
Right?
Maybe I'll bring Layla there. Oh,
He's down, so he's good.
all right, we gotta set that up then. Maybe we'll do.
But I don't know if he knows
boxing
who
match.
actually Layla is. So.
No, not yet.
Tyler, I'm going to tell you right now, you'll probably win. But there's always a chance.
There is.
There's always a chance that Layla might pull it out. All right, so I guess we go.
Running, let's do
we're going
it.
to go with running. So
we know you don't know who Layla is, but it's all
right. Yeah. Eventually, Layla we'll tell you who Layla is. The same episode we explained what Providence was.
Yes.
So
not anytime soon.
Not anytime soon. You know what? I think tonight's gonna be a true test to see who our true friends are. Honestly, I think like tonight is going to define. Because I can get a lot of likes on an Instagram, you know, or a Twitter or anything like that, or you know, MySpace, whatever it is. But they have to show up. It's like running. If you're gonna talk. You better show up, right?
I was gonna say, I think Tom just walked in actually.
Who's Tom?
From MySpace?
Tom.
Is it
I'm looking at the
Tom
screen.
MySpace?
Layla might be
Tom
around
from
in the
MySpace.
future. I don't know what that means. All right.
So,
is that how you spell Layla?
yeah.
Wait, did he spell it right? Well, I know you have to spell it right.
I would hope so. I
I
would get chewed apart if I don't.
Well, that's true. Wow, my phone is not blowing up, so that's pretty cool going right now.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Let's get
all right, so
let's do it.
So, Olympics is always an awesome thing to watch every year, and
or every 4 years
every
for
4
some
well,
people
that's
that
what I mean.
don't
Every
know.
4 years. Not like me.
If you're new to this world, the Olympics come every 4 years.
Well, when's the next one?
Well, actually in 3 years.
All right, so here we go.
All right, so here, before we get to that, here's what I want to say. We actually got to see the opening ceremony together.
Yes.
We were here on Friday night.
Yes.
We were watching it. And I got to say, it was really cool and also really, like, crappy because you have all these different countries coming out and like, oh, we don't really know what the order is because I guess it's probably, like, the Japanese alphabet. It's all different people. It's like, oh, there's 3 there, there's 5 there. And then USA is coming out next. And, of course, they go to commercial. I get it. You know, you got to milk it. You can't just give the fans what they want right away. You have to, like, make them earn it. They come back from commercial. And who is the person that's giving the motivational speech before they come out?
Who was it?
The Rock.
Of course.
And we said, like, this makes perfect sense. Why would it not be The Rock?
You're right.
And I was saying that if you make the Olympics, you should be able to meet The Rock.
Oh, yeah.
That would be the coolest
If
part.
anything, they should make The Rock an honorary coach for whatever team he chooses to show up and watch. Like, he's in there watching doubles synchronized diving, and he's just sitting in the background just screaming and yelling and, you know, doing rock type stuff, I guess.
Rock type stuff.
Something like that.
It would motivate me, so.
You know, Olympic hockey in the winter. You know, he does have that background as a tooth fairy.
Yeah,
So
that does work.
background
Okay.
for him. But yeah, the ceremonies was obviously a lot different this year since nobody. Well, I wouldn't say nobody, but there weren't a lot of fans present at it, which kind of sucks away a lot of the cool moments to be at the Olympics or just to watch it on TV because you watch it for the fans, you know, reactions and the cool things that happen, people winning, wanting to celebrate in front of a large group of people. But I mean, you have to kind of adjust to what is going on. And it seems like, as long as they went through with it, everything was good. So we can't really argue that. We didn't skip it this year. And, we still have it. It's still going on. It's still, it seems like everyone's kind of ignoring the fact that there's not a lot of fans and still doing what they're doing. There's been a lot of cool performances. Unfortunately, when we don't know half of the other sports, only track related, so we're going to kind of stick with that.
But that's it.
As coaches in track, we we look forward to the track and field aspect of everything. And we just kind of want to go over a couple tidbits, things that we've watched the last couple of days, news that we've heard, but maybe even races that we're excited to watch. And as distance coaches, for the most part, growing up, being distance runners and distance coaches for pretty much our whole coaching careers, I'm kind of excited for other non-distance events.
Like the steeplechase. Come on, Tyler, you like that.
Tyler, chime in if you like that.
That might be wild.
No, okay.
But yes, I honestly, I gotta say too, yes, the distance events are pretty amazing, but just to see the field events especially, just always blows my mind on how like javelin, hammer throw, how far these guys and girls are throwing and implement is insane.
By the way,
yes,
we only have 3 watching right now.
You, me, and Leila.
I think it's only you, me, and Tyler right now.
Oh, good. Hey, we have. We're alive because of Tyler.
Oh my god, this is fantastic.
No, it's all good.
Oh, I love it. No one's blowing me up over here.
Yes. So I think the field events are awesome. Doing like a decathlon, it's even crazier when they do the 10 different events. And we spoke about this. We sometimes can name all 10. We sometimes get stuck with like 9 or 8, but we usually are very close to it.
Yeah, I guess we're very close.
It is really, really cool just to see it on some athlete that can do 10 events at an extremely, extremely high level. It just, I feel like it shows like complete dominance. Like, hey, I'm the best sprinter, best hurler, best thrower, best distance runner, 1500s, kind of mid-distance, but it's all right. We still got love there.
I like that, and we were fortunate enough to see such a cool thing go down when we went out to the trials in 2012 to see a world record broken in the decathlon, which was kind of cool to see. But honestly, in my opinion, I'm not as excited for it anymore because Ashton Eden doesn't compete anymore. So it's almost like, well, no one's going to beat his marks. Like he retired as the best, proved it winning back-to-back Olympic titles with no one even close to him. It was just 4 watchers.
Yeah, I'm on my phone. But yes, I agree. It is when you see pretty much the best performance, it's really hard to top that.
Right. So what I'm more excited to see, is that what you're excited to see?
The decathlon?
Yeah.
I feel just at this kind of, at the Olympics, it's really, really cool just to see the other events where distance run, that's what we've done, that's where our heart is, but the other events are really, really amazing to see. Yeah. So like, I don't watch gymnastics at all. During the Olympics, I feel like it's gymnastics and track and field that a lot of people watch. During winter, love it, but I'm always watching curling. Right?
It's because it's something you and I can do.
Yes, it's shuffleboard on ice. Right? So I don't know if I said this to you, but in New York, let's say, I don't know, like 2 Olympic cycles ago for winter, they had the Olympic trials for curling. It was upstate New York, and I think like 6 people showed up for a 4-person team. So it was really, really easy. Oh wait, now everyone's gonna go. No, just maybe Tyler.
So do you think that we should form a curling squad and go for gold?
Yeah. No, just go to the Olympics.
Just go to the Olympics.
You're talking about gold in Munich. I'm just, just name a street after us. Call 4th Street.
Oh, all right. Well, that was our Olympic aspiration.
Yes.
So I'm more excited. Actually, I mean, obviously, I'm excited for some distance events, but what I'm really excited for is to watch the men and women's 400 hurdles because of the way, like, for example, like everyone loves Sydney McLaughlin. She's a big fan favorite. Obviously, she's a very big favorite to win because she now holds the world record in the 400 hurdles.
Set at the Olympic trials.
Set at the trials.
So like she's basically
her first Olympic trial. Her second Olympic trial or second Olympic team, right? It's her second Olympic team. It has to be.
So she made it at like 17.
I think because she made it. We have to get Layla, or we're gonna have to get Tyler.
Let's use fast.
Let's see who gets it first. Tyler, you're on. Let's go.
So either way, so she's going to the Olympics now.
Right.
And she's one of the fastest. So she is the fastest in the world.
Correct.
She set the world record at.
She went to Rio. That's from Tyler.
I think she went to Rio. Okay. All right. So she's a 2-time Olympian.
All right.
Now, Tyler, do you know what place she was at Rio?
Or Layla. We have to ask.
Layla said it. She just said it. 17th.
Ah.
She placed 17th in the 400 hurdles.
Can you imagine how 5 years later, you're now the best in the world? And, well, we'll get to that.
Okay.
That's part of it.
So it is absolutely insane. But I will say, too, that I think with COVID, a lot of people are completely, like, all messed up. athletes, non-athletes, all that, but like no one knew really what to do. And I do think for track and field especially, they really prospered with it.
Mhm.
Like they just ran completely faster times than anyone could really imagine because they were able to like work through it. And that's, we kind of kid around like that you say, it's the loneliness of long distance running. You're doing it on your own for hours at a time.
By the way, did you see what Tyler wrote?
Yeah, she was 17.
Which you said, but then you see the place?
She was 17 years old, but she placed third in the final.
Yep.
According to TeamUSA.org, it says Olympic Games Rio 2016, she was 17. Or fifth now in the final. So, interesting. We're going to have to look that one up.
Might have to.
Tyler, you should probably contact TeamUSA.org and tell them that the website sucks. I'm looking at it right. You know what? Here. I think this thing called the internet, we can actually interact with each other.
The internet.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't know which one this is coming from, but hopefully that came up on that chat. Nope. Double chat. All right, so Tyler, on that website. Oh wait, hold on. Oh, fifth inner semi. Oh, look at this. All right. So, TeamUSA.org lives another day. Well done, Tyler. Tyler stands corrected.
That was good, man.
He is.
He knows his stuff.
All right. Well done, Tyler.
He's like, this is what I mean. Like, I think we have to bring him back against Jordan again because I think with not the start of that whole thing.
I know.
Who was the Olympic champion in the shot put in 1972's roommate in college?
Who was also in the movie. They've got that part.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
that. That kind of like that's the obvious one.
Oh
Hello.
my God.
Damn you, Zeus.
So anyway, we just sidetracked like crazy. 400 hurdles women, and then the men, which is going to be a pretty tight race, was also another big race between these Norwegians. What's his name? Karsten Warholm. He ran at I don't know which Diamond League it was, but he ran, I think, a world record as well. Like he's now the top ranked, but I know that it's a very tight race up front. So that one's going to be pretty exciting to watch because you might be seeing another world record go down when it gets to the finals there. So I think just being more accustomed to other events, like I get to learn them a little bit more now that I come to appreciate what's actually being put out, which is kind of cool. But I think those two I'm pretty excited for. Just overall, I think those are the ones to watch, at least in my opinion.
But I think with that too, at this level, because it is the best of the world, it makes it better to watch.
Oh yeah.
It's not like you're seeing someone trying hurdles for the first time. This is the fastest man, the fastest woman in the world doing it. It's just impressive to watch.
I like the delay of you drinking. I drink like that?
Yeah, you do. It's all right.
Interesting. All right. We get to the distance events, and I want to actually ask you a question, and as a coach, and I'm going to give you my opinion on this, and I'm going to coach it as well on my end, but I'm also going to kind of give you my opinion on the end of giving the guy the benefit of the doubt as to why he did it.
Okay.
So a couple of days ago, knowing that there's a big race, obviously called the Olympics.
Every year it happens, right?
Every year, or in this case, in the next 3 years.
Yeah.
So, Matthew Centrich, who runs for the Bowerman Track Club, who is obviously very well known among anybody who has their puts their choking on that has their hand in any sort of running aspect, knows who Matt Centrowitz is and what he's done in his life and what he represents. He was a 1,500 meter champion at the last Olympics, running what was a ridiculously slow but very tactical race at the time.
But he's an Olympic champion.
Now, that's going to be brought up again. Now people are asking for a podcast.
Hey! Don't worry.
I'm just trying to get more people.
You're trying to get Matt Centrowitz. He's running a race. Yeah, the Olympics coming up. You're trying to see, like, is it worth it? Is it not? Is it smart? Is it not?
Right. So I'm too excited to be here.
You are. I see that.
Yeah. So Matt Centrich tried to break Alan Webb's American record a couple days ago, and he ran a PB of 3:49, which is, I think,
Full mile.
Puts him
That's
fifth. A full mile puts him, I think, fifth overall American ever. But of course, Alan Webb's American record survives another, what's been now 13, 14 years? 14 years. It was 2007 he did it.
Okay. Which he was like 3 seconds off. So it is close, but it's not like he was right there. So I think his PR going into it was like 350. Like
right,
350 point,
right.
350 high. So somewhere around that. So it's a PR by a second.
But now here's the thing, and people are always going to question the fact that if Webb had dabbled in any like mishaps or any like questionable things like
performance enhancing drugs.
I guess we can call them those.
Okay.
You know, something like that. But I mean, I'm a very big Alan Webb guy. I love Alan Webb.
I think we both are.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
And following his career when we were in high school and then college briefly, and then when he was a pro, you watch his, or we've seen or read a bunch of articles about his workouts, and he runs legit times.
Mm-hmm.
And was doing legit stuff even in high school that most professionals weren't even touching. But people always question why that meet in Belgium, why it's real rinky-dink meet where you can break the American record, but it doesn't matter if where it is, like you did it. So like I said, the way Alan Webb is, it would shock me if something came up and he was using performance enhancers to break that record, which is a pretty hefty record. And him being one of the big guys back then who would wanted to challenge El Garouche for like a world record.
So to speak on that, I feel like Webb has the aura of never really being able to race well. Race well when it matters. Where I feel like a lot of people say, oh, he choked at the big races, at Olympic trials even. And I think to go to, as you said, like a rinky-dink meet like that one, there's really no one else there. You can do exactly what you want. You're not worried about any pace because you have
no pressure.
There's no pressure. You have a few people pacing you specifically for this. It's everything is geared to you.
Right.
They're rolling out the red carpet for you. They're going to make sure you aren't getting any wind in your face. Like, they're doing everything for you. So in that kind of no pressure situation, it's like almost not like a glorified training session, but it kind of is because there's no pressure. And you're just going out there to run as fast as you can, but everyone else is kind of doing the work. When you're in a race, it's a lot more strategy. Hey, should I push now? Should I not push? There's 6 guys in front of me. I'll wait till 250 to kick. I'll wait till this part. I'm going to go at 1,000. And it's a lot more, you're almost racing the people instead of racing the clock.
Right. And that goes with say, like, obviously, when Webb did it, he had pacers. When Central was trying to do it, he had pacers too.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately for Webb, his pacers worked out for him.
Yes.
But unfortunately for Matt Centrowitz, and again questioning why he did what he did, and I'm going to read it off to you right now. What he thinks it came to poor pacing, which I think it did, because when you talk about pacing a certain time, especially running a fast mile race, every little second counts, and when you add those every little seconds per lap, it matters. So. He had a couple of pacers, and they were supposed to bring him through certain paces, obviously. So he had brought in a German Olympian and another American runner, and they went out very quick, apparently. So a little bit quicker than what Webb did.
Almost 2 seconds.
Almost 2 seconds quicker, which, again, for some is like, oh, it's 2 seconds. But, like, when it comes to running a fast mile, that's a lot of time, because you keep running 2 seconds faster than what the time is, and you add it up over the courses of 4 laps, like, that's a significant amount of time that you can't it just doesn't come off like that. That's like guys trying to break 4 minutes. It's like, it's a hard barrier. And then trying to break 350 and trying to run 4 to 5 seconds faster than that.
If Central kept that pace going, he would have ran 341.
Yeah.
Or no, I'm sorry, even faster.
Probably.
338. Because he was 2 seconds faster starting out. If he kept that going at that kind of pace, 8 seconds faster than the American record.
Oh, now we're down to 3 watchers. Apparently, we're not doing so well.
That's all right.
So he came through at 54 when the pace was supposed to be at 56. So already he's probably in this most uncomfortable position going through.
Yep.
And then still coming through at 800, which is again about almost a full second faster than what Webb was doing, which would be okay if the first lap wasn't so fast.
Yes.
He could have saved a little bit of time there. It's always a matter of, like, we always tell our kids, like, give yourself a window of opportunity. So if you do make a mistake, you have that window of opportunity to do so, if it ever comes down to that. But when it comes to something like this, there's almost zero. There's not a lot of time for you to make up anything in something like that. But like you said, if you're in a fast race, it's a little bit easier for you. But if you have pacers, you're running against the clock, which is what he was doing. But everything was just too fast and not working out for him at all.
And I always say to my kids too, you probably see something very similar, if not the same, where it's not where you start, it's where you finish.
Right.
So he was starting 2 seconds too fast, and he was already hurt by the next lap. And then it just goes more and more like the amount of pace.
Mentally, just like, what the hell's happening right now?
Hey, it's 2 seconds too fast, and now I have to keep this going and not slow down too much. But if I slow down too much, then I'm off the record. But if I slow down a little bit, it's just a lot going on. When you have pacers, you don't want to have to think about that.
And then you can see by 1,200 meters, he was at 250, which is great, but he was now slowing down from the original time because he needed to be at 249, under 249.23 to be even in the in the stadium of being in that time or trying to break it. And he need to run a 55.2 final lap to get it is a no joke lap after already running. Going out in 56 and coming back in 149.
151.
151, I apologize. And I think, and then he ended up running 57.7, which is still great, but he ran a PR. He didn't get it. But the big question is, why make this attempt before you're heading out to Tokyo to race to defend your Olympic medal in